Hey everybody, welcome back to Croonie's Corner. Today we're out here at Heritage Golf Links, just doing a little bit of practice towards the end of the day, and wanted to sort of expand upon the video I did last week, but add in kind of how I use the shaft alignment sticks. I really like, and I've always believed in swing stations, so being able to make a complete movement, right, a complete motion while being able to kind of work on the golf swing. I went through a phase years ago where I got into all this like very technical sort of like positional sort of piecing things together, and really messed me up. Like it got so bad for me where I had a hard time kind of moving the club away from the ball when I was trying to play. It's probably more of a mental block, but I see it sometimes in helping people with their swings, and really realized over the years that I need to be able to move the golf club and swing the golf club with some sort of rhythm and tempo and timing, while still being able to work on the swing. So really kind of trying to blend some technical pieces with just swinging a golf club. So I've always believed in a good swing station. Once you understand your tendencies in your golf swing, you can kind of play with things and create different stations that make sense. But today I'm just going to do just a pretty basic one. So all I've got is I've got one of these alignment rods from Home Depot, and then I've got an old shaft. And I like the long alignment aid. So what I like to do with this is I just take the speared end of the alignment stick and I put it into the back of the grip of the shaft, and then it creates kind of a longer alignment rod. And two of the ways that I really like to use this is one from down the line, so behind me, so I can focus on the shaft plane of the golf club. My tendency with the golf swing is to get the shaft and the mass of the club too low, and then I lift it up, and then I have to pull on the handle and early extend. And that's that messes up a lot of stuff. It messes up dynamic loft, it messes up compression, it throws dispersion into a whack. So for me, really, I'm always practicing on making sure that this club head's working up the plane correctly. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to kind of move up in an area, right, to where my body doesn't have to react to it. So the whole purpose of the backswing for us is to be able to move this back so then we can use it in the through swing. So whether you're putting, chipping, or hitting a driver, the downswing needs to be useful to us, and if it's useful to us, then we can be efficient. If it's not useful for us, then we're going to fight it. So we end up, and when we're fighting it, we get into a weird relationship with our golf clubs because we're no longer letting the clubs work for us. We're having to do a lot of work for the golf club, and that's just a hard place to play consistent golf from. So got my alignment stick here, the long one. What I'm going to do is I've got an alignment aid on the ground here. You can see this old dowel that I use, and I put my ball probably 4 or 5 inches or so from the stick, and then this is obviously aligned to my target or slightly left of it. And then what I do is I take I'm hitting a 7-iron here, so what I do is I take the 7-iron and I just put it in line flush on the ground so the leading edge is flat, and then I get this shaft, I put this shaft in alignment with the stick that's on the ground here. I put that on the same angle as the shaft, roughly thereabouts. Because I struggle with the club going a little bit too low on the backswing, sometimes I kind of kick this a little bit steeper, right? So you can see my 7-iron there, and then you can see the shaft. You can see how it's a little bit steeper. This just helps me get the club moving more up in the backswing, gets the mass more up in front of me rather than dragging it low and rolling it around inside. So this is the first sort of area that I like to start with when hitting balls, and I'll hit a few. I don't really care so much about the contact or direction, focusing more on just getting this club head to move up that shaft plane correctly, up that stick correctly, right? And then just get some feels for it. So I never really try to hit anything super hard or fast. I just get comfortable over it, make a few rehearsals, just feeling that shaft and that club head sort of traveling up that plane, and then I just kind of hit a few smooth ones. Nothing super hard. again, the focus here is just getting the club and this mass to move correctly as it goes back. So the more I can just feel like it's kind of working up, in the backswing, the better my strike is. It helps my low point control, all that stuff. Yeah, so all those are pretty solid. But you can see I'm just trying to get this thing to line up as it goes back. So I'm moving it up as I pivot, and then I can let the mass fall as it comes down. Got a little thunderstorm here in Atlanta. Some rain. But it feels nice and cool. It feels nice. So move it back a little closer to the stick. Get that up. And again, it's not so much the strike, it's really just getting the club head to swing correctly as it goes back. Good shot there. And I'll do this for 15-20 minutes. It's just sort of a regular practice. I don't overdo it, you know, but I'll notice when I'll play, I'll start sensing the club's getting too low in the backswing, and then I'm lifting it and shoulders get disconnected from the turn and all sorts of stuff. So I'm always kind of keeping my eye on it. Working up in the backswing, and then it can just fall as I unwind. It's a good shot. And sometimes I'll just hit some like little short ones, you know, just to left arm parallel and just feel that shaft just kind of working up, just smooth. And it's okay if you just hit it a little bit. You know, if you kind of go into it like this, that's all right. Just feel the club working up. So this has got to go up as the body. This has got to go up as the body sort of pivots and the body turns to help position this, so then I can get a useful relationship with the golf club as it goes through. I shouldn't have to mess with it, you know, like all I should have to do is just move back into that lead foot at the right time and then let that mass swing around me. Don't have to hold it, don't have to flick the right hand. I just let everything out as I unwind. But these feedback, this provides me feedback, right? So I know if I'm smacking into it early, right? I know that club's working too far to the inside, for sure. And that feedback's really important, because what I feel on the course and when I'm hitting balls is often different than what the picture is showing me when I look at the golf swing. So the closer I can get that feel and reel to kind of match up, it can just dial in the feels. Yeah, and all those are pretty solid. I haven't hit one chubby or thin. They've all been pretty good. So I'll do this for the backswing for a little bit. Work on that backswing position, work on the body kind of pivoting as the arms and the club head kind of elevate into a good position. And then the other way I like to do it is I like to work on the follow through. So I like to work on the exit plane through the swing. If I can work on the exit a little bit, then that has a tendency to kind of help the sequencing of the downswing. So I'll take this long one, and instead of having it on the shaft, on the toe line here, the target line, I'll move it a couple inches, like maybe a foot or so forward of the ball, so down the line, and then I'll put it maybe 3 or 4 inches to the right of the ball, and then I'll take my posture and I'll get this lined up right over my left shoulder, right? So Hogan had a picture in his five lessons of that pane of glass working up through the shoulders. It's beautiful. It's a great image to kind of understand how the body rotates as the club swings. So the body has to stay in plane just like the club does, right? So if I can move my body in plane, then that club will have a tendency to sort of follow. So I'll put this on the front side, sort of like Hogan did with that pane of glass. And again, I'm kind of dropping this back here. I'm still being aware of the club going up, but then the through swing, I just want to feel like this club is kind of, I'm staying on top of it, and this club is just kind of exiting around me to the left here. So I'm not early extending and letting it flick to the right. I'm just keeping my head over it, and then just pivoting down and around. And again, same thing. I don't need to hit them crazy hard. Just, I want the feel. That was a little thin. Probably got it low going back. So I'll get this up and around. That was a nice shot. Nice and shallow and passive through the ball. But these little stations are great to really be able to hit shots and make swings while still working on your golf swing. Little on the toe, but a good strike. Another good one. And it hit a few little kind of like flat shots, chip shots, just where I'm feeling like that arms and that body match up around underneath that plane there. Just this right shoulder and this right arm just working around, down and around, instead of up and through. Good strike. But again, it's all the feel. It's all getting the feel, just doing these simple things and then detaching from the result, detaching from kind of what the ball's doing, but really focusing on the feel, the body and the club and how that's moving, getting that timed up. I mean, if you didn't have any range balls and you just got a couple of sticks like that and put them in one of those swing plates, and just made golf swings where you're moving, swinging that club around underneath the sticks or over the sticks, this stuff's going to be really useful because it'll calibrate the body and get that all matched up, get that timing worked out, and you don't even have to hit any golf balls. So really feeling around that the arms and the body are matched up. Good strike. Good strike there. Just feels real clean through the ball. And then sometimes I'll kind of move it up a little bit, even though we're hitting off of the sand here, but really just get closer to the sticks, feel like my head stays over it, and then I'm just rotating around. Underneath. A little thick there, but still felt good. I'll hit one more. Good strike. Yeah, and so I'll do both of those, hit maybe 20, 30 balls with each one, and then I'll sort of let it rest, and then just hit some normal ones and just try to feel the swing, both kind of pieces. So up in the backswing and then kind of around in the through swing. Good strike there. That was a good shot. Perfect shot. But I'm not really even thinking of anything technical. I'm just really just moving the club in kind of a swing station. And it's kind of doing the work for me, you know. I'm still swinging good. I still feel like I can go hit shots on the course, but I'm not having to think about all these positions and the butt of the club down and I can just make swings, and provided I miss the objects, right, I can build my golf swing, or at least calibrate it to where I need it to be when I'm playing. That was a good shot. Good one. I mean, the last 3 or 4 there have just been right down the stick, and I haven't had to think of anything crazy. Just making golf swings. Another one. Good shot. Perfect. Dead straight. One more. Little skinny there. Probably got a little low. Little hip thrust. Got to end on a good one here. A little chubby. Playable, but just a little thick for our liking. There we go, that was a good one. Nice. So just a couple real simple things to help you use the alignment sticks. Again, I like the longer one. You can do it with just a shaft or an alignment rod, but that longer one just kind of gives you more of a more direction. You get a little bit more feedback, especially in the mid plane here if you have a tendency to get a little low, too rounded in the backswing. The through swing one, definitely great for everybody to really help you feel like you're going around, right, instead of letting the club go out to the right. But simple, easy, very effective way to build a golf swing, calibrate the swing, kind of get back on track. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave me a comment or DM me. That's awesome. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. If not, again, that's okay. But we're going to keep the ball rolling, keep doing some stuff like this. Maybe do some on the course stuff down the road, some short game stuff. But just want to provide some value and help you guys kind of own your swings and be self-sufficient. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.